press this button, and I press this button, and then I go over here, and I go up to this page, and then I press this button.
60, 59, 58. This is a countdown
57,
to the Slade and Mayson
56,
show.
55,
54. This continues to be a countdown to the Slade and Mayson show. 50, 49, 48. You're listening to the countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 45, 44, 43. This is the continued countdown 41, to the Slade and Mason 40, show. 39, 38. Right now, 37. You're listening 36, to the countdown 35, to the Slade and Mason show. 33. Please stand 32, by as you are listening to the countdown 30, to the Slade and Mason show. 28. 27.
Delicious.
26. The countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 23. 22. We continue 21 with the countdown 20, to the Slade and Mason show. 18. 17. Stand by 16 as we are now delivering the countdown 14, to the Slade 13, and Mason show. 12. 11. Yes. 10. This is our countdown to the Slade and Mason 7, show. 6. 5. Ready? 4.
Here it comes.
Go. 3. 2. 1.
Now broadcasting from the Dan Mayson Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia, it's the Slade and Mayson Show.
Man, he sounds serious.
I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Well, that's going to do it for us, gang. Bye. See you later. I'm just kidding. Well, good morning, everybody. I am Dan Mayson, and filling in for the missing J.D. Slade is me, Dan Mayson, filling in for the missing J.D. Slade. Now, rumor has it he will be back really, 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 really soon. No, really. That's the prognosis. Let me check something here. Hold on. All right, that worked out here. Okay, so let's go ahead with our little disclaimer here. Here we go. I gotta read this here. The Slade and Mayson Show is all about you and us. It's like a radio program. No, it's not. It's not like a radio program because real radio programs never do this. No, not a real radio program. I'm making that part up. Let's see. It's like a radio program. Yada yada yada. Okay, so basically it's things we see throughout the week, news stories. It's our twist on it. We're just sharing it with you. Don't take it too seriously. You're not going to hear about this stuff on the radio. And if you are going to hear it on the radio, it's been cleaned up, sterilized, and made perfect. Sorry, I was looking over my shoulder. I thought someone was here. Let's see. Really, just trying to have some fun here. Don't take it too seriously. All the music you're listening to is brought to you by Dano Music. Dano Music, because we're cheap. We don't have any money. No sponsors, paying sponsors. I mean, big money. We don't have like Crest, okay, or McDonald's, because we make too much fun of them, and they would never, have us as a. Anyway, let's move on. You can check us out. We have an Instagram page. Hello. There we go. Something's going on with the recording. Hold on for just a second here. I'm going to whack a mole here. There we go. All right. Remember when computers were here to help us? Anyway, nothing but technical problems. We'll talk about that in just a little bit there. Again, as always, we are brought to you by I See Something, I See Treats. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Hey, make sure you tell your friends that you listen to the Slade and Mayson Show, or better yet, if you're listening to us, take the link and share it in, what's it called? Facebook. You ever heard of it? Facebook? Okay. So let's do that and tell people that you actually enjoy the Slade and Mayson Show. We'll see how many people unfriend you. All righty. So let's get right into the show. This morning was a little bit interesting because I had to restart my computer because we had some serious thunder and lightning storms this past week. And I primarily use this computer just for the Slade and Mayson Show because it really is on its last legs. It's You guys remember what like Windows 95 was like? Yeah. So imagine like upgrading from Windows 3.11 up to Windows 95, 98, 7. Yeah, that's where we're at. So so it's struggling, it's trying, it's doing its very best. It's recording me right now, which is pretty amazing. But it's got some difficulties. Now, every time it shuts down, and that happens whenever the power goes out, I have to restart the system, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. Just to come up. I don't know. It could be, I don't know, maybe it's all porn sites. But anyway, I'm not sure. They said they're safe. So I wasn't anticipating to come upstairs and realize that's right. This past week we had storms. So anyway, knocked out the computer, had to bring it up, had to wait for the Wi-Fi signal to come in contact. It is, guys, I got to tell you, this is a labor of love, a true labor of love. So, and speaking of porn sites, did you know? All right, no. Don't we just love these segues? All right, I got to share this story with you. Sometimes we have stories we run out of time. We just can't get through them all. So we have to like save them for later, or we just dump them all together. Yeah. So this is not working. There we go. All right. So here's a story. I'm going to see if I can find the gentleman's name here. Do they share? They don't. There was this gentleman, and he was trying to board a plane in Moscow's, and I'm going to absolutely destroy this one, Domodedow Airport. He wanted to get on to Ural Airlines flight, but they stopped him at the gate, and apparently he wanted to make his way to Crimea, and so he quickly stripped off all his clothes and made a dash for the gate, thinking he'd make it on there. And he was busy arguing with the police department as they were handcuffing him, and without any clothes on. But he needed to take off all his clothes to make it more aerodynamic. He shouted that he was naked because clothes impairs the aerodynamics of his body, and he flies with more agility when undressed. So, I think he missed his flight. Anyway, that was the story from last week. I just wanted to share that with you because, wow, I mean, some people they just they want to make sure that All right, so moving on. I wanted to keep these a little bit out of this story here. There was a young lady here that she's done 22 separate videos. And her name is, and again, I don't like the whole TikTok thing because it really just makes, but the cool thing is you don't have to look at the videos. But anyway, she goes by the username Jodesi, and her name is Desi Joseph. See what you did there? Sharing secrets at the particular restaurant that she was working at, which was ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's right. She said it was pretty amazing. She claimed, and we all know this to be true, she claimed that many times she would say that the ice cream machine was broken, and that was due to the fact that you had to change out these huge, heavy bags of shake mix. So nobody wanted to lift those up and put those in there. Another thing she said was the sweet tea was made in not but a mop bucket. All right, that makes me just go. Also goes on to talk about the sundae toppings, the bits of granular stuff that you put on top of your sundaes to make them taste delish. She says they put them in bins at the base of the sundae machine, which gets hot and collects a lot of condensation. And basically, she's thinking it's got lots of mold on there, so moldy topping there. So they make food ahead of time, like a long time ahead of time. Apparently, there is a hack she's sharing. So if you don't like potatoes in your big breakfast hotcakes, use the word sub and then put the word bacon, and that way they won't charge you for extra bacon. They just sub it out. Whoop! See how that works? All right, so there you go. So I've worked in fast food before. Yeah, there are some shortcuts they take. I don't know if that is take everything with a grain of salt. Former employee, that's where you got to go with that one. Speaking of former employees, hopefully, let's see. So Donald Trump, Donald, you know the guy? He's like our president. You ever heard of him? Well, according to this BBC story, and I'm gonna share links with all this here because it's so much fun. 1992, we passed a law here in the United States that said that a shower head was restricted to 2.5 gallons or 9.5 liter for you Brits of water per minute. Okay, so apparently, the Trump administration wants to apply that limit to each nozzle opening. So basically, you could have gushing out like 10 to 15 gallons of water per minute. We're talking like Noah's Ark here. So apparently, he talks about his hair needing to be perfect. He says, let's see. So shower heads, I'm going to quote this. So shower heads, you take a shower, the water doesn't come out. You want to wash your hands, the water doesn't come out. So what do? You just stand there longer and you take a shower longer? Because my hair, I don't know about you, but it has to be perfect. Perfect. That was my Donald Trump impersonation first thing in the morning. Sorry. Hey, so big win here in the deep in the bowels of the Slade and Mayson show. Locally, this young lady has won. Are you ready for this? $2.77777777 million right here locally in the Stafford area. I'll just leave it at that. And, so what would you do with that kind of money? Well, at my age, I think I could probably retire. Don't know where it'd go. So she chose the one-time cash option, which is $1.6 million because she could have had it for a 30-year payout. And judging by her picture, she's got she probably wouldn't make it 30 years. That goes up. You know how that goes. So anyway, she has decided to take the one-time cash out. So $1.6 million, which means she'll get like what, $700,000 or 59 cents. I don't know. It's amazing how much money they take out of your taxes, especially for something like that. I want to move this story down here because I don't want to talk about that right now. But yeah. So many fun things to talk about. Let's see. What am I doing here? Oh, so as you know, we were talking about, and again, I'm sorry, I get way into sciencey things here. Don't mean to bore anybody, but I think science is good for you. It's got lots of important things in there. But as you know, Elon Musk is absolutely heck bent on heading off to Mars. Okay? Have a good time. So the other deal is, what's his name from Amazon wants to be on the moon. Now, here's the dealio. It looks like we can actually make our way to the moon because the biggest problem was we would be bombarded with, radioactive waves coming from the sun. Excuse me. As you know, on the Earth, all that stuff goes off to the side due to the magnetic poles that we have on the Earth, right? So the magnetic poles pop up, they push those little ions that are coming from the sun, and whoop, push them back out into space. But you can see those ions, and we call those the northern lights or the aurora borealis. Yeah, a little bit of science here. It's good for you first thing in the morning. So, so you know it's working, right? So and a lot of times. So okay, so that's interesting. The same light you see from the aurora borealis is like the same basic concept of a fluorescent bulb, like a light, like those bulbs, long bulbs, anyway, fluorescent bulb. It just excites the ions in the inside, and as they get excited, they go up against the wall, they hit the phosphorus lights up, yada yada yada, and that's how the light works for a fluorescent bulb. But now it's getting to the point you can't find a decent fluorescent bulb because they're all being replaced with LEDs. So even those long 48-inch fluorescent bulbs you get that you put up overhead, those now are LED. Reason being, there's actually mercury gas on the inside of fluorescent bulbs. Oh yeah, mercury gas. Even those little spirally ones, the little, I don't know what they call them, the ones that look like little spirally ones. Those actually have a small amount of mercury on the inside. Gas, mercury, gas. Now, you can actually eat mercury. Not that you'd want to. You could eat it. It would pass right through you. If you're a child, not so great because it would get into your system and live it. But you could actually pass mercury. It's the gas that's dangerous. That's why, it's really great. And they tell you not to hit those bulbs and smack them open and things like that because you'll die. But so anyway, where am I going with this one? Mercury. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So the moon doesn't have a magnetic field. So we need some type of barrier to protect ourselves from the radiation coming off the sun. So what do? Well, what they're proposing is they're finding there are lava tubes on the moon, in the moon, under the moon, inside the moon. You know where the moon is. The moon thing. Anyway, there's an area called Riley A and Riley B, and they're noticing that these are some serious-sized lava tubes, and they could take on an entire base. Right. So we could move in, hang out, and, have like a subterranean situation. Now, here's the big problem. What if we go there, we get inside the tube, and we find an alien race living there? They're probably going to ask us to leave, so we have to be really careful not to do that. But no, they're actually talking about it. They're finding lots and lots of lava tubes. And yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. So what do you think? Should we go back to the moon? Should we go to Mars? I mean, I'm understanding that Mars has poison on the surface. I mean, the moon isn't all that graceful for us to enjoy either. But in any event, that's what's going on there. You guys discuss it after the show. You won't be doing that right now. What else did I want to talk about there? Oh, yeah. All right. So I mentioned that the Dawn wants us to stop with the water situation and restricting, wants to start moving forward. And other people go, no, we got to save the planet. But there are some people who are working on a major problem. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you make some, all right. So if you are one who is concerned about CO2, okay, you will know that, believe it or not, when you produce concrete or cement, if you will, whatever, it actually produces a boatload of CO2, like 15%. Is that right? 8 to 15%. A good amount of the CO2 in the atmosphere is brought about by concrete, the making of it. But we like to keep building new buildings, so it's going to keep coming here. Yeah. So what they've done is they've now figured out they can make a alternate style of concrete. Yeah. Does this sound exciting yet? No? All right. They're working on things like using timber and bamboo Yep, it could happen. It could happen. So there are a lot of different things they could do, including like using the ash left over from coal burning facilities. However, there is a reduction of those. They call it slag. Isn't that nice? It was actually a byproduct of this steel production, but of course we're not making as much steel these days. So yeah, that's a problem. Another thing they're doing is they're grinding up glass. They call it ground glass pozzolanium. P-O, you look it up in the link. It actually reduced about 10%, but the big winner is a company in a Swiss company. I guess that's in Switzerland, right? Would that be? Yeah. They said it's more expensive, but they've come up with a concrete that lowers carbon emissions by 30, possibly 50%. However, it would cost about 5% more. So I don't know. Maybe I think that's a pretty good trade-off. I mean, there are a lot of things happening out there with the carbon and, CO2. And I was kind of thinking about it. And if you think about CO2 and how it gets or where it hangs out. So CO2 lays flat. It's a heavy gas, okay? So when you breathe out, it actually drifts down to your feet. Now, if you were in a well, and we talked about the what was it, the owl, I guess it was, from last week. One of the things to worry about is the fact that as you breathe, the well starts to fill up with CO2. Well, the same thing happens on this planet, right? That's why you have trees and things like that to kind of scrub all that stuff out. But if you got more people than you have trees, then it becomes a problem. And I think that's where we're at. So, where am I going with this story? I'm going all over the board with this. Sorry, but it's just a typical day for me, Dan Mayson. So let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about is no, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about this. No, let's talk about that. So Microsoft, would you believe, is getting back into the phone business. Do you remember their debacle? I can't make this stuff up. They are finally getting back into the phone, and apparently it's going to be a folding phone, which means it's not going to be cheap, gang. Sorry. They're calling it they call it the Surface Duo. Get it? Duo, because it's two-sided foldable phone. Anyway, it's like a mini pad, if you will, like a tablet. And you have the phone, and you could fold it in half. It's got a real solid, honest to goodness hinge, which means it'll probably last a lot longer. It's not that flexible backing type of thing. You're gonna get junk caught in there. I guarantee that one as well. But I thought Microsoft got out of the phone world because really there were 9 apps at their app store, and people were like, that piece of junk. Anyway, so just so you know, if you are looking to purchase the new Microsoft, which they are taking pre-orders on, by the way, right now, it's only $1,399. That's, and it'll be available in about another month. It'll be shipping out, I guess, September 10th. You can purchase it. It's a dual screen. It's listed as a major new form factor. Yeah, so it's basically 2 5x6 screens that become like an 8.1 inch screen when unfolded. It has a single camera. Wow. But it does support 4K video. Woo woo. But it's only 8K memory. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what the memory is. I'm just making this stuff. Most of what we do here at the Slade and Mayson Show is we make stuff up anyway. So this is all good. So there you go. That's coming out, and can't wait for that to arrive because, quite frankly, aren't we all upset with the phones we have right now? I'm not. I think I got a pretty good phone. But all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short break, and then we will be right back. After a word from our sponsor and all that fun stuff. And here we go. Hold on.
Don't touch that dial. Not that there's any dial, but we'll be right back with the Slade and Mayson Show.
What's a dial? Freddie, what's a dial? A what? Oh, radio. Oh, my mic's open? Well, close it. Whack it.
Today in history, August 16th, 1 BC, Wang Mang in China consolidates its power and is declared Marshal of State, and then later released that album Everyone Have Fun Tonight and Hang Out with the Fix and the Thompson Twins. 1858, U.S. President James Buchanan inaugurates a new transatlantic telegraph cable by exchanging greetings with Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. However, the signal dropped after a few weeks and the line was abandoned. Oh, you know how it is with those data plans. 1927, the Dole Air Race begins from Oakland, California to Honolulu, Hawaii, during which 6 out of the 8 participating planes crash or disappear. Well, that's what happens when you make the propellers out of the Dole pineapples. 1954, we see the first issue of Sports Illustrated. They had a circulation of roughly 150 issues per year. That was due to mostly the sportscasters who collect them. And then in 64, they released the swimsuit issue, and circulation's a little over 3 million. Wonder what caused that one? And finally, 2008, the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago is topped off at an amazing 1,389 feet, at the time becoming the world's highest residence above ground level. Of course, that number changed from 1389 to 1384, depending upon whether or not Donald Trump's hair and himself were there at the time. I'm Dan Mayson, and that's August 16th.
Hey there, I'm Carmine DeGuzio. Hey, are those kids of yours driving you crazy? You got a job too? No problem. Bring those little snot monkeys on down to Carmine DeGuzio's Happy Smiley Face Daycare. Your little ankle biters will enjoy a long 10-hour day in our history room learning all about the past firsthand. In our back room, we have over 200 high-speed sewing machines just like they did at the turn of the century. Your little ones will learn what it was like to actually work in a sweatshop right here in the garment district. We'll teach them how to speed stitch through leather, cotton, nylon, and naugahyde. By the end of the day, your little ones will be all tuckered out. My pockets will be bulging. You'll actually see the finished products in stores throughout the United States. Wouldn't it be great to see our little darlings having helped bring back a long-forgotten service to the United States? Also, if you have older children, over 4 years old, we can start them off on the high-speed loom. It crosses at 1,500 lines per second. They'll learn about manual dexterity and agility. And if they don't want to lose a finger, eye-hand coordination. It'll be fun. So bring your kids on down to Carmine DeGuzio's Happy Smiley Face Daycare and drop them off for the experience of a lifetime. History coming alive.
All children must have current shots. Insurance cards must be present at all times. Current accidental death and dismemberment rider must be documented. Next of kin daytime telephone number must be on file. The Carmine DeGuzio Happy Smiley Face Daycare exemption contract must be signed by both guardians prior to entry. No long hair, jewelry, or loose clothing permitted in the historical area.
Hey, I'm Carmine DeGuzio. We'll leave the loom on for you.
If you ever have a holiday, you must go down Jamaica way. The weather is balmy, the moon shines bright. The girls are pretty and the price is right. For Jamaica rum, Jamaica rum. Jamaica is the place that the rum comes from. Keeps us busy night and day, making rum and making hay. Rich men come from New York town. Oh boy, he really get around. Two sweethearts on same block he keep. Poor fella ain't got no time to sleep. Drinking Jamaica rum, Jamaica rum. Jamaica is the place that the rum comes from. Keeps us busy night and day, making rum and making hay. Take a girl out, spend all your dough. Pray all night that she won't say no. Bring her home, find out the worst. Traveling salesman got there first. Honeymoon couple come down last week to go sightseeing, so to speak. The scenery's lovely, the flowers in bloom, but so far they haven't even left the room. Drinking Jamaica rum, Jamaica rum. Jamaica is the place that the rum comes from. Keeps us busy night and day, making rum and making hay. Tired old man come from out of the west. The doctor told him to take a long rest, but there's 15 girls for every guy. So he says it's a wonderful way to die. Drinking Jamaica rum, Jamaica rum. Jamaica is the place that the rum comes from. Keeps us busy night and day, making rum, no, making hay. I have a brother who's not so dumb. He works on plantation making rum. He could squeeze the girls with the pretty shape, but he says he makes more money squeezing the grapes. He jumps on them in his bare feet. He squashes them good, he says that makes them sweet. You Yankees drink it and have a ball, but if you take a look at my brother's feet, you never touch this stuff at all.
Sorry about that, gang, but now we must return you to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
That's right. That's what you're listening to, the Slade and Mayson Show, because you have absolutely no idea what to do with your afternoon. But anyway, just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, that was Ruth Wallace with Jamaica Rum. By the way, for the and the Mac Sapipos Orchestra. Anyway, real quick, just thought I'd bring to your attention something. They don't stomp grapes with their feet anymore. It takes too long. So, basically they used to just break it up to get the, juice to start to get weird. And so anyway, Jamaica Run, that was Wallace Original, a record company, out of, Linden, New Jersey, and stamped on the face had a retail value of $1.05, including federal tax. Not licensed for radio broadcast. That's good, because this is not radio. That was a 78. That was awesome. For 1949, by the way. What was that all about? Today is National Rum Day, which means you need to drink some rum today. I know, it's Sunday. You got work the next day. But apparently it's the law. So there you go. I'm sorry about that. This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by I See Something Icy Treats by my buddy Sheila Keenan. What is the dealio with this? Well, you give them a call at 804-617-8827, and they'll come down and they'll set up a little tiny, they got a box truck there, and it's got 2 shave ice machines in there, And basically, it's going to create the most tastiest, delicious treat you've ever had. What it does is it shaves the ice almost like it's a cream, almost like a milky, delicious, ice creamy treat. And then they put flavorings on top, or you put gummies on top, and the kids crunch through them and have a great time. Oh, so good. Anyway, give them a call, 804-617-8827. They're available at which is ICEYSOMETHIN. Leave the G off, for goodness sakes, ICEY.com. Give Sheila a call. Tell her, said, I heard on the Slade and Mayson show that you have. Yes, that's how they find out about us. Great for birthday parties, corporate events, fundraisers, lots of fun things. Any reason you want to have, let's say you're having a grand opening, right? You want to celebrate the grand opening. Give her a call. They'll come on down, hang out, set it all up. It'd be great. 804-617-8827. That is Icy Something Icy Treats. Again, 804-617-8827. Check out their website. They have an Instagram page. The Facebook page tells you where they're going to be that week. You can go there, figure what that's all about as well. Speaking of records, I did something. It was kind of interesting. Yes, it is. It was interesting. Stop yelling at me. No. Here's what I did. So, okay. So, as you know, I'm on the internet pretty often. That whole www thing. And I stumbled across a article about how to clean really, really, really dirty records. I mean, like, you tried everything. They just can't get that stuff out of the little grindy thing. What they're doing is they're laying down wood glue. Yeah, that yellowy stuff, the wood glue. So I thought I'd give it a try. And I found an old dirty 45. It was Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Juice. All right. And I did. I laid down the thing and I covered it. So I've got another one going right now. It's like a Ronco Presents LP. It's a full LP. So what I did was I took the LP and I put it down on the turntable, and then I slowly drizzled the glue onto the surface. And, of course, it didn't lay out flat. So then I roll back with my fingertip, and I'm a nice bead all across the surface. And it is absolutely clear, covered. After the show, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take a look at it and see if it actually did clean the surface. Now, the one I did with Bruce did actually clean the record quite a bit. It got all little nooks and crannies got in there, pulled up. But because if you think about it, that makes sense, because you're pouring the glue down. It's not going to stick to vinyl. It's because actually that's what they make the little toppers out of, so you can pick it off. So if you lay the glue down on top of the surface, it makes its way into little micro grooves, settles in, and then you just peel it off. And that's what I did. And it looks really good. And the other cool thing is you now have a positive of the record in your hand, because you've now made a cut. Well, of course, with all the crackly bits of dust, but everything. But yeah, now you have a copy of the record in reverse, if you will. So I'm thinking maybe there's a way to get vinyl to, no, I'm thinking that's too far ahead of myself. Like make your own records? Is that no, I don't think that. But maybe, I don't know, could be. Maybe you can make your own records. I don't think about this one. Nope, I think I'm going to think about that on my own time, not on yours. Sorry. Okay, so we are back. That's what that was all about. It's Rum Day. Records, where was I headed here? Yeah. I should just start off by saying a Florida man. They call it a belligerent Wendy's customer. It is unbelievable. I will leave the link there. It's from Fox News, which is, questionable to begin with. But it is a story about an individual. It's a story. It's a short story. I mean, how big could it be? The guy went through, he was angry about something. They couldn't figure it out. But he reached through the drive-thru window, almost making his way through, and he's whacking straws and cups and paper towels and everything onto the floor. And at the last second, he looks over and he notices that they don't have a cash drawer. It's just sitting out on a cash tray, if you will, just sitting there. So he reaches over and he touches it with his furthest finger, and it drops to the floor. And then he's like reaching through the window trying to grab it. Dude, you know what? Yeah, stop. Just stop. People are dumb. They're videotaping the whole thing. They're going to catch the guy. I don't know why people think they could do this. It's dumb. Stop it. Behave yourself. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. All right. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. All right. So we have, let me get this pulled up here. As you know, we've been playing with stuff. Not me, but, we, people, humans. Yeah, those people. So you know what graphene is, right? So graphene is a type of material that's made of carbon. And what we're doing is we are now messing with smaller, tinier components, artificial materials, and researchers are actually investigating a group of atomically thin materials that can be used to assemble into stacks. Okay? And the logic is that we could then have like these sheets, these honeycomb sheets that are like, super smooth. They could be super conductive materials. So they're playing with this stuff, and it's fun. Yeah, because you get to do this fun stuff. But the other thing is they're discovering that they're creating new atomic materials, artificial atomic materials. So, what could go wrong? What happened with the atomic bomb? Remember the atomic bomb? Yeah, so it wasn't no problem. My biggest problem with having this material is, and this goes back to, I think, stainless steel. I'll get in that in a moment here. When you have this new material that is absolutely indestructible, you better make sure whatever you make, you want to have for a really long time. I mean, like forever. Because if it's indestructible, it's indestructible. So if you can't get rid of it, it's going to be there forever. So whether it's a building or whether it's a building, I'm looking for the other word, like a bridge or maybe a tower or some other structure that you've made. You want to make sure that this is something that's going to be here forever because the structure is stronger than a diamond. Diamond is just a basic crystalline structure of that, but when you get down to the carbon atoms and you're making the graphene, which is the honeycomb design, it's there forever. I'm just saying. So it's great that we can come up with this stuff, but really we need to be awfully, awfully careful. Okay. I'm getting off my soapbox. Here we go. Jumping down. There we go. All right. You know what time it is? It is time to do this. I can press this button over here and make sure I do this one and go prayer. There we go. All right. So we are the fattest nation in the world. Now, Mexico is creeping up on us pretty quickly, but we still got it beat. All right. Ted says he's going to fix on this loop. But anyway, all right. So where do I start? Okay. So apparently Oreos are, it's just not enough. We can't figure out what else we can do with an Oreo. Well, here it comes. Minion Oreos. Mini Minion Oreos filled with yellow cream are coming to stores right now. So if you can't get enough of those little minions and you think they're the greatest things in sliced bread, go to your store, pick them up, eat them by the handful. They got the yellow cream on the inside. Don't ask where the yellow cream comes from. And elsewhere, the Keebler cookies, those flat cookies with the stripes on them, apparently they're remaking them all. They're going to change all of them around and make them brand new. So that means people are going to go out and hoard the ones that are sitting on the shelves because people do that. They'll buy stuff that's going out of like print, if you will. And Taco Bell apparently is now making when I think of Taco Bell, I think of like ground meat with inside some type of flour device. Hey, Weird Al, you're a little loud. Let me turn this down a bit. Oh, too much. Where's my adjuster? There we go. That'll work. All right. Taco Bell has announced that they are now making, in certain cities, chicken wings. Chicken wings at Taco Bell. Man, we are just like, we are warping ourselves. It's like you don't even know what the restaurant serves anymore. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts isn't even Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's just Dunkin', because they don't want you to think of them as donuts. And Domino's Pizza is now just Domino's, because they don't want you to think of them as pizza. So it's like any excuse to get you in the door to eat some of their food would be an awful great thing to do. Now, moving on, Wendy's is now offering their own, yes, that's right, the chicken wars are not over. Wendy's now has their own chicken sandwich. And apparently, it's the bomb. But we'll find out. But pretty soon, guess who else is hot on their heels, hot on McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, they're going to come up with their own chicken sandwich. Remember they had one? It wasn't all that. Anyway, they're revamping it. They're going to do that too. And I noticed that it's funny. I go up down the roadway. Everyone's offering chicken sandwiches. Why? Because meat is so flippin' expensive. As a matter of fact, it's one of our stories. Let's see. No, I'll save that for later because it's actually an interesting story. And let's see. And nope. And then if you couldn't get to the store. Well, you can get to the store, but you can't get to the store, and you find the price of meat is expensive. Well, you can go to TGI Fridays, and they will actually sell you raw meat to cook at home. Yay! Yep, they're going to sell you a raw meat deal. You can take it home. They'll give you instructions on how to cook it, and then you can have your TGI Fridays at home. And lastly, the reason we are the fattest nation in the world. Boy, I knew this was going to happen, but Hershey's is now sending their Halloween candy to stores a month ahead of time. Yeah, apparently keeping things going is the most important thing. So that's I can't make this stuff up. Anyway, that's the main reason, and no one's buying the Halloween candy for Halloween. They're eating it right now. You know, August 16th. I need this candy bar. All right. Anyway, that's what we got there. Thanks, Al. Thanks. You're done talking. All right. Now, what did I want to talk about? This was, it was meat related. And where's my story? Yes. Now, we did mention that prices of meat are starting to come down a little bit, just a little bit. But there's one thing that is not coming down. It's one thing that's going up, and it's a comfort food. It is a meat. Can you guess what it is? I'll wait. Nope, that's not it. Guess again. No. Come on. Put your thinking cap on. No, that's right. No, the price of meat has actually gone down. It's gone down, let's see, 0.4%. And then food fell, that was in July. Since April, it's gone down a little 1.1. I'm just reading the notes here. But the one that has gone up, hot dogs. Prices have gone up almost 2.5%. Well, beef prices in June, July went down 8.2%. That means it is cheaper for you to eat a steak. Yeah, in some areas, I've actually seen it. It's less expensive to eat a steak than it would be to eat a hot dog. But with a hot dog, all you need to do is open up the package and stick it in the microwave, nuke it, because it's already been cooked. You knew that, right? You knew that it was already cooked. Yeah. So because you have to cook a steak and you have to heat up the pan or get the grill going, and then you got to put salt and pepper on it, maybe some garlic, and you got to season it, and maybe there's a lot of work involved with a steak, but there's no work involved with a hot dog. You just need a hot dog bun and a microwave. You pop that sucker in there. Even if you did it in a frying pan with a little bit of butter, and you make sure you kind of cut the edges a little bit. So what you do is you put little hash marks along the length of it, and then put one on the long side, and that way it doesn't curl up in a ball in the pan. Am I going too far? Yeah, I'm going too far. All right. Ready? What? All right. So that's what's going on. And the main reason is just that people just want quick, easy, convenient food, and the hot dog manufacturers are like, okay, cool, no problem. So that's what happened there. What else we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna do this one too. Hold on. All right. Can't this one's a little. All right. So anyway, how do I do this? All right. So Brittany and Brianna Slayers are twins, and they married Joshua and Jeremy Slayers, also twins. And these twins got married at the same time. And guess what? You got it. They're both expecting. That means they're both going to have baby. I don't know if they can be twins. Let's take a look here. Nope. They won't. It'd be interesting to see what the kids look like as they grow up, to see if they look identical, because you're working with almost the same set of DNA sequencing. I would think it would be pretty interesting to check that out there and find out. But nope, that's the story. And I'm just wondering how they planned that so that they would be, ew, I don't want to get into that thought. Ew, yuck. Oh, gosh, I went there. Anyway, they will just be cousins. They won't look like each other, I guess, maybe technically. I don't know. Maybe they would. I don't know. That'd be a very interesting little experiment to see what happens, because you got to figure the DNA is going to either twist towards this way or it's going to twist off towards that way. So maybe, the kids will look more like dad or look a little more like mom. But wouldn't it be cool if they both came out and they were like, hey, they both look more like dad, which means they both look more like the dads, because the dads look the same, or be more like the moms, and the moms look more like the same. But you don't want to go on that, right? Yeah. Anyway, so very weird, very bizarre. I'm going to put a link in the description because I can't make this stuff up. So let's see, 9 months from now, this is June, 30 days have September, April, June, and November. So, yeah, let's see. So a double marriage, going to kindergarten to each other. I don't know. What do you think of that? Isn't that a little weird? What if, you know what I'm thinking in the future? Do they have like double divorce? Would that be the same thing? They have a divorce, the same. And what if one likes the other? Or maybe they're living together. I don't know. It's like the Brady Bunch, but it's like they're all the same. I don't know. All right. Anyway, go check out the link. This next story is having a lot of people freak out. I'm not too concerned about it, but apparently there is a program called Fortnite, and it's an action video game. But anyway, you can download it from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, but Google Play and App Store. But apparently you can't do that anymore because Fortnite has a violation within the software. When you purchase things within the software, it has to go through Apple or it has to go through Google, and they take their cut, and then you get the rest. Well, apparently Fortnite, which is I guess, was it Epic Games? I think it's right. Yeah. Apparently they put the purchases into their pocket directly. So guess what? Yeah, that's right. So apparently Epic Games have been removed from the both stores. You can still get it from Amazon stores, which nobody ever uses, or you can get it from the Microsoft stores, which we talked about earlier. No one has a Microsoft phone. But Fortnite is free to play, but you could buy in-game currency called V-Bucks, right? So you can buy new weapons or outfits or emotes, different things that, upgrade your game. Apparently, the app had a link in there where you can purchase them directly. And they're not allowed to do that. It has to go through the Apple or Android. So it's done for safety. It's to make sure there aren't people in there hacking stuff and trying to steal your credit card. And the next thing you know, there's no one to talk to anymore. So it's been removed, and they are going to be suing both Google and Apple. Let's see how that one works. First off, I think Google and Apple have more lawyers than these people do, one. Number two, the terms of condition state you can't have any in-app purchases unless it goes through Apple or Google. You've already agreed to it. It's like when you agree to something, it's like you've agreed to something. What a concept, right? They said, okay, I'm going to do X, and I promise to do X. Well, that means you're going to do X. If you do W, and someone says, "Hey, not what I wanted to do," guess what? They're gonna yell at you and not be nice to you. So remember, guys, be nice to people, because otherwise, if you're not nice to people, they won't be nice to you. And you know where I'm going with this? Anyway, so they're going to court. Everyone's all in an uproar about it. I'm not. My kids don't actually play Fortnite. They think it's childish. I really don't really care, but that's okay. My kids, they're kind of growing up a little bit here right now. So there you go. That's it. Fortnite is banned. I'll put the link in the description as well if you want to read that story as well. All right, one last story I want to share with you. This is kind of interesting only because I think it's, NASA's all excited about it. There is an asteroid called Psyche, Psyche. Yeah, Psyche. They think it is a core of a planet that never formed. Are you with me? Right. So it is solid metal. And they are planning a mission for the year 2022 to go and intercept this metal world. It's going to be like, well, here's the dealio. Why is this so significant? It's because we think that the core of our planet is all nickel, right? So that'd be a lot of nickels. So the logic is, if we can prove that, then we would know that this is how our planet formed. They think this particular asteroid is very much like a big metal sponge. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but they have an illustration up there. They also have an example of what it would look like to create a crater on this non-earthly body. I think they're I'm happy with these stories. I think it's fun to learn all this fun stuff there. But anyway, well, gang, guess what? It's gonna be time. I have to run away. That means it's time to play the music. There it is. Another week. JD, man, you are missed. So come on back. Hurry up. Be here soon. And guys, we'll see you soon. Have a great week. And remember, I don't remember. Bye.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
I have such issues. See ya. Bye, everybody. That's it. Bye, everybody. All right, team, you know the drill. So if you're enjoying the Slade and Mayson show and you want to see more episodes, make sure you hit the subscribe button down yonder and hit the bell. You got to do both or something bad will happen. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.